Today we are discussing about one important treatment in toxicology, that is intravenous lipid emulsion therapy in toxicology. It's a new method for treating local anesthetic systemic toxicity. So this local anesthesia systemic toxicity by intravenous lipid emulsion is old concept, but the drug which can be used in other toxicology is a new concept. So it is an effective antidote in most of the lipophilic drug poisonings. We'll see what are the lipophilic drug poisonings. The major theory behind this drug is lipid sink theory. The mechanism of action is it creates an intravascular lipid phase, and that produces an equilibrium between the intravascular space and an extravascular space. From there the drug can be shifted to this lipid sink and it will be covered with this lipid so that the drug or the toxin which will become ineffective. Another theory behind this intravenous lipid emulsion treatment is enhanced cardiac metabolism theory. Most of these drugs toxicity can produce myocardial depression due to this toxicity of the drug. So these lipid molecules will give an extra energy for this failing heart. There is another theory for intravenous lipid emulsion treatment. So there are two important theories. One is lipid sink theory that produces a covering of the cover the drug and make it inactive. Another one is increased cardiac actions by giving extra energy for the cardiac cells. So two important theories for this. So this is lipid sink theory. You can see the picture here. The drugs or toxins which will be shifted from the extravascular compartment to the intravascular compartment to a lipid sink, and it will be covered by the lipid, and it will become inactive. So that's the mechanism of action. So basically it was used for local anesthesia drug toxicity, but nowadays this drug can be used for various other toxicities like diltiazem, verapamil, other beta blockers, quetiapine, sertraline, tricyclic antidepressant, haloperidol, flecainide, and chlorpromazine, bupivacaine, so many other drug toxin, and it also can be used in different pesticides like organophosphates and herbicides toxicity. Now we'll see the actions of intravenous lipid therapy. The most important action we have already explained, that is lipid sink theory. Due to this theory, the drug will be inactivated inside our body, then later it can be removed from our body. That is a major action. Another action is lipid shuttle theory. Here the toxin is encapsulated and then transported to the liver and kidney, and it will be removed from that area. The third one we have already explained, that is the energy source theory. It will give good energy for the myocardium so that the failing myocardium can perform well in our body. Now the availability of intravenous lipid is very important. There are different manufacturers produce this intravenous lipid emulsion. That most important drug is intralipid, that is 20% emulsion consists of 20% soybean oil, 1.2% egg yolk phospholipids, 2.25 glycerin, and water, sodium hydroxide. These are the major components of this intralipid. Now the recommendation in toxicity are intralipids should be used in local anesthetic toxicity at the onset of neurological or cardiovascular symptoms. So both neurological and cardiovascular symptoms we can give intralipid. In other toxicity, if there is no alternative antidote is available, or even with severe, even after giving all the types of other treatment, the patient does not respond, there also we can use intralipid. And many lipophilic drug toxicities with hemodynamic compromise also we can use these intralipids. So the major indication is always local anesthesia, anesthetic toxicity, and many other toxins which are lipophilic, and if the patient is having hemodynamic compromise, we can use this drug. Now we can see the dose of this drug. When we decide to give this drug, we can give IV bolus of 1 to 1.5 ml per kg in 1 minute of 20% lipid emulsion solution. If there is no response to the initial treatment, that means if there is no improvement in systemic BP, then repeat one more dose in case of cardiac arrest, or if the patient does not respond to your initial doses. Like that, we can give 3 boluses. So 1 to 1.5 ml per kg is the initial bolus. It should be given over 1 minute. Following initial boluses, we can start an infusion protocol at a rate of 0.25 to 0.5 ml per kg per minute until the hemodynamic recovery occurs. If the patient does not respond to your initial increase the dose to 0.5 ml per kg per minute. Initially we are starting 0.25. You can increase to 0.5 ml per kg per minute after, if the patient does not respond to your initial treatment. We have to continue the infusion at least 10 minutes after the circulatory stability. Once the BP improves, then also we have to continue the infusion at least 10 minutes. Upper limit of the infusion is 10 ml per kg over first 30 minutes. If you don't keep this upper limit, there may be complications because of the intralipid itself. Now, when we are giving transfusion, we have to take care of some of the following things. The infusion is generally maintained for 30 to 60 minutes. More than that, we should not give. The infusion rate may be increased if the patient's blood pressure drops again during the treatment. Otherwise, never increase the rate of the infusion. The maximum infusion rate is 0.55 ml per kg per minute, and the maximum total daily dose is 10 ml per kg per day. If we don't follow these 2 important steps, that maximum infusion rate, maximum daily dose, there may be adverse reactions like hypertriglyceridemia that may not produce major problem, but fat embolism is one of the most important complication of intralipids. Infections, hypersensitivity reaction, among all these things, fat embolism is most important. So never cross the limits of the infusion. So we have discussed about intralipid, that is one of the major treatment protocols in lipophilic drug toxicity. It's an upcoming mode of treatment in toxicities produced by lipophilic drugs. Thank you.